Welcome back to Man on the Street, and I'm here with Dave Wakeling of The Beat, English Beat, and General Public. Dave, Man on the Street is a Detroit, Michigan, Metro Detroit-based show. Thank you always for coming to the Magic Bag in Ferndale.
Great, isn't it? But I love Detroit. It's a sister city to Birmingham, England. Birmingham was the Motown in the same way. A lot of car factories, bit of a rough existence, and me and Wally from the Romantics, for about 10 years now, have been writing a song about the similarities of Birmingham and Detroit. From Detroit to Birmingham, there's a sound going down. It's called Close Your Eyes and Dream of Something Better. Because Birmingham, like Detroit, has come up with loads and loads of groups, you know. And you go there and you go, what inspired all these? What inspired Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath out of this then? And it's because you've got to close your eyes and fantasize, haven't you? You know, you're living in an industrial pit. So that was quite a similarity. So I always love playing there because of that.
Yeah, thank you. I was going to mention that so many amazing bands from Birmingham, not only you guys in Duran Duran, but UB40 and bands like Judas Priest and Traffic and Dexys and Musical Youth, all these great bands. So very similar to Detroit in the way. I've always wanted to ask you this question. You know, early on in your career, you guys went on tour with the Police. And, of course, Sting wore the famous white English Beat shirt in the Don't Stand So Close to Me video. I wanted to ask you always, are you still, you know, I think they have places in California. You live here. Are you still friends with the guys from the Police, Stewart, Andy, Sting?
I haven't seen any of them in years now. Ages. I don't see many people though. I don't hang around much.
Well, you're the hardest working man in show business.
You know, and then when I'm not being the hardest working man in show business, I'm in the garden, swimming, looking after the roses. And that's about it. I often, if I'm at home, I'll be honest with you, only get dressed when I'm going to the doctor's. That's the special occasion.
You know, and also I did want to ask you about Top of the Pops because, you know, I think it went off the air in 2006 and now you have MTV off the air. But in this country, now that I see Top of the Pops on YouTube, I just wish it would have been a thing on MTV or something so that we could have seen it. But, you know, December of 79, you were on there with Tears of a Clown. In May of 83, I think it was Can't Get Used to Losing You. What was the atmosphere like there? I mean, was it Thursday nights?
Amazing. It wasn't. We'd grown up just adoring the show. You know, everybody got home in time for Top of the Pops, 7:30 Thursday night. And when you got there, it was quite a cold, a lot smaller than it appeared, and the production people treated the kids like cattle. So as soon as one song was finished, they'd just shove them. And there wasn't as many as it looked. There's only about 40 or 50. Get over there! Get over there! That way, I said! You know, and they'd shove them all that way. And then, hey! And the party would be back on. Every 3 minutes, they'd heard these kids across the room in the sharpest BBC accents. I said! You know. So it wasn't quite what you expected. And because you were miming, you couldn't have real cymbals on the drum kit, so they had these sets of plastic cymbals. And the plastic cymbals were loud but unpleasant. They didn't ring, and that's all you could hear. Well, they played the record in the room. You couldn't hear that so well, but you stood there with the whole world watching you live, your mom's watching, all you... like somebody hitting a plastic cymbal really hard behind your head. Terrible. So you try to do your best, you know. Smile.
Well, Dave, thank you so much for your time. And I've seen you over 20 times in concert, and every time you have a smile on your face. Thank you for all the great years.
You know, I look forward to doing shows. It's like, it's sad, really. It's a sad testimony to the rest of my life. But I get on stage and I go, home again. I know what's happening on stage. And even when things get crazy, I can usually either control it or work with it or make the best of it. Now, I wish the same was true of the rest of my life.
Well, I'm a host on villageradio.net out of New York, and it's classic alternative from the 70s, 80s, and into the 90s, and we play you just about every hour, so thank you.
Well, we were very lucky, weren't we, to all be in a little musical time like that that's kind of stood the test of time a bit more than other periods, so that was a lucky break, wasn't it?
Thanks again, Dave.
Pleasure, boss. Thank you.
Thanks for your time.